Welcome to the Bombadcast.
Jerry,
What's up, everybody?
Jerry.
We're here. Listen, hey, yes, it's great to be here live with you, Scotty.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at
the
it.
Ghostbusters. I love that every different iteration of this movie show franchise has always redone the logo just a little bit, just the faintest,
Just a
bit.
smooch.
I
Yeah,
love this. I love this look.
We put a little bit of shading and a little bit
Yes.
of reflection on that one. Yeah.
It's
They
nice.
do play with it a little bit. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you know, we have a surprise guest. We're obviously gonna have this.
We do.
Posted with the guest tagged in it, and this is actually for those watching right now, it is a pre-record because our guest is located live pre-recorded, and our guest is
Stop talking about that shit. We don't talk about the Queen or anything when Charlie is here. Okay. Oh, my bad. Oh, I did it already.
I just found out she died. But anyway, we're gonna bring in our guest. Our guest is also a really good graphic designer, and like you can see right there, he did not make this logo, but I'm sure he could. That being said, he reached out to us and said, "I would want nothing more than to come and talk to the video game with us." And I am absolutely stoked because I love this man. And I've actually never played this game, though I've watched all the footage of it. I watched like 6 hours of it when I was bored one day. It's fantastic. So without further ado, our sweetest friend that's located in a different time zone, Charlie Ashby.
Hey,
howdy,
Charlie.
partners. How you doing?
Yeah.
This is actually Austin Butler, everybody. Here we go.
Hey, everyone. Hey, mama.
Loved you.
You sound like you're in Memphis.
Thank you, mama. It's great to be here on the Bombadcast.
Oh my God, so happy. So much breathing. I didn't realize there was so much breathing. Where you're from?
We do. Listen, have you listened to yourself in a dark, quiet room? It's worrying and everything. Like, I don't know about you, but like Americans, just like there's just like an air of just like there is no actual silence in America unless you're dead. So
that's true.
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah, no.
Very fitting for this franchise.
Charlie, what's your relationship to this game? Because this is obviously something that you expressed to us, and we didn't have any guests planned for any of these discussions. But this, you were like, have me on for that. Why? Why this?
Charlie kicked down our door. He demanded to be for us to let him speak, and so here we go.
This is it.
I like this game.
It's a great game. It's a great game.
No.
So Charlie and I have known for a couple of years that we're both huge Ghostbusters fans and everything like that. And Scotty's just now starting to join us on this journey. Not that you weren't a Ghostbusters fan before, but you're kind of discovering some more love of this kind of through talking about it and things like that. And so I know Charlie also, speaking of graphic design, made a wonderful, not creepy at all for me, like me as Venkman holding Dana Barrett, Sigourney Weaver, call me. Sigourney, I say creepy as they're like it's just not.
Oh my God,
that to be real at all.
That's hilarious.
So you like this game. You're a big Ghostbusters fan, as am I. I don't know if you could tell. My set is slowly becoming Ghostbusters and less Star Wars, actually. It is what it is. But anyway, excited to have you on.
Thank you. Yeah, and just to talk about Ghostbusters, I loved. This is one of those films. It's like Star Wars. It's like Raiders. It's like one of those quintessential films that my dad showed me as a kid. And the love for it sort of just grew on there. I used to rewatch both films over and over again as a child. To the point where it's similar. I think we all went through that sort of phase during maybe like age 9 going into teenage years where you would just desperately search for sequels to films that you loved growing up. Like
I remember
will they make a Goonies too? And
I
remember desperately during Revenge of the Sith, trying to find out as much as you can online. And one of the things I always used to look at was Ghostbusters 3. When are they going to do this?
Yes.
And there was always this idea there was always this like apparently this idea to make a third film, which was called Ghostbusters Go to Hell. And I was like, wow, what idea. And I remember there being like Bill Murray always shredding the script. Like, oh no, it's not good. I'm not gonna read it.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that was just like
yeah.
weird.
That's
Go ahead.
wild.
He's just very not ever been really wanting to come back for sequels till recent years and everything. So
yeah, and it's been one of those things where it's like, yeah, I kind of gave up on the idea of them ever making another film.
Same.
And so this sort of came out of the blue, really, because it was 2009 when the game came out. I don't think there was like a major. I think it's like the 25th anniversary. Was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's 25 years. Yeah, that's 25 years.
25th.
So, like, did you play it when it came out, Charlie?
Oh yeah, it. Like as soon as I saw the trailer, and I mean the key thing for me was obviously, like I said, we didn't think we'd go. We didn't think we'd see a third film.
Yeah,
and the closest thing we were getting was CG representations of a 90s universe Ghostbusters. So like sort of similar to the end era of the 80s that we had with Ghostbusters 2. And it being the characters I knew growing up, and it being all the actors coming back. Like the majority of the actors in the game are from the film. And including Bill Murray. And so it was like a no-brainer. And then when you find out the script was written by Dan and Harold, you're like, okay, well, let me buy it.
So it's weird because video games during that era were almost seen in a way that like this is the spiritual successor to movies. Like really, like once video games could become cinematic, you had this ability to now like tell a story with these people and really like if you look at that era from like 2007 to like maybe even like 2015, people were convinced that like you could successfully do movie level things in games. I mean, you've got Star Killer and The Force Unleashed, which for the most part was at you know, kind of like Plagueis was like at that level of canon. You know what I mean? Like these are things that can be part of the story. And you know what? Let's actually watch the trailer you're referring to because I have never seen it. So let's actually see that real quick. I have never actually watched this full thing.
It's good.
Very good.
Atari. Wow.
Yep. Oh yeah.
HD.
The audience.
When disaster strikes. When the city quakes in fear. When there's no one to turn to. Who are you gonna call?
That's your cue, killer.
There's something strange.
Yes.
In the neighborhood.
Slimer to add to my mood board. Forgot.
Wasn't me this time, I swear.
All my data indicate that the ghost world is beginning to push through multiple cross portals from their dimension into ours.
Well, more overtime.
Ghostbusters, the video game.
Nobody enjoys rushing headlong towards their death more than this fella.
Coming June 2009.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow!
Exactly like a trailer for the third movie.
Wow.
It was, and I was deep into my college years at this time, and this was just consuming. And again, I was working at a movie theater, talking about movies all the time. I was just like seeped in cinema at this time in my life, like not like I'm not now, but I mean, I was just like, you get the Elmer Bernstein score in the actual game, or like playing on it. Like the opening, the main menu is that bouncy Elmer Bernstein Ghostbusters theme. The
Oh, cool.
and I would just let that like play. Yes. Oh, beautiful. And like, just I remember like long nights still under my parents' roof, because I lived across the street from my college. It was, anyway, I live a charmed existence back in Arkansas. But no, like I remember like staying up late, like all night, like playing that game, like going to the kitchen to grab a snack or something while that's still playing in my room, coming back to like, that Elmer Bernstein, just goodness.
Oh, that's cool.
Just, man, I mean, it was something that, like Charlie said, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It felt like it came out of nowhere, because I remember, like, again, the Charlie, the rumors you were talking about the Ghostbusters 3 where they go to hell. Like, we were talking about that when I was at work and everything. When I was at work with my friends at the movie theater, like, we were all talking about movies and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, I had another friend who was like big into Ghostbusters 2, was like, yeah, like there's the third one, they're gonna go to hell and all this kind of stuff.
Oh.
And I was very Christian back in the day, so I was like, oh, taboo. But I was still gonna go see it. I was still gonna risk my salvation to go see that movie, because I was like, I've got to see Ghostbusters 3. Like, I got to see the Ghostbusters take on hell.
What did you play it on, Jerry? What system was it?
I believe I played on Xbox 360. I don't know
Yeah.
what did you play on, Charlie? Did you say already?
PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3. Nice.
Man,
Okay.
it's so weird
Yeah.
because, like, watching that, it is very much a trailer. Like, truly, not like a video game trailer. They show no
Yeah.
gameplay, all cinematic. And the game, for the most part, and look, I'll actually have it on screen while we're talking. I mean, look, it starts off with the Columbia Pictures logo. So like
it's the original Columbia Pictures logo. Yeah,
it's pretty incredible. So like that fascinates
Yeah, that's
me.
one of the things that really appealed to me was, again, like you said, the score is straight up from the first film, which adds to the the whole aesthetic of it really great. The entire New York City, like 1991 New York City, looks incredible.
Yes.
There's some elements that aren't in the game anymore. So when the game originally came out, there were like tie-ins and like inbuilt, like there was like Doritos trucks, but Doritos logo from like 90s and stuff like that. And Pizza Hut, I think, was in there as well. But they removed them in the current PS4, Xbox One remasters because I guess the deals ran out. But when you first played that game, it just felt so like, oh damn, like that's it just felt like you're right in that game. And I guess, like you were saying, yeah, like this is basically the third film that they were planning to do. Like we go to hell, spoiler alert, in this game. And yeah, like you were saying, like it's interesting about the movie game tie-in stuff, because I know you're saying like around this point games were becoming movie quality. Yeah. But at the same time, we were seeing a shift from traditionally around, like before this, movie tie-in games were either like very bad, like in a fun way. Or vaguely related. Like I remember there being like a Wolverine game for X2 or something. And I was like,
yes,
like had
I
nothing to
remember
do
that
with the plot. And then it got to this point where at this point that type of game was dying out. In fact, I remember that they were supposed to make a Dark Knight game.
Oh, okay.
In 2008. And then it was like it took ages for them to work on it, and I was like, what's going on with this game? Like the way they built it up and stuff. And you didn't hear from it. And then Arkham Asylum came out.
Yeah.
And they shifted from that to a completely original story.
So
and
interesting.
Ironically, this the same year this comes out. And not only is it a full-on CG, like filmic movie game with an original story, but that original story is written by the original writers of these films.
So I was going to say that too.
Geniuses.
I was going to say, so it's so weird when you watch this now, because at least to me, and this is going to sound very like modern day of me, and I may be wrong for saying this, but no other franchise for the most part, except for maybe Star Wars and maybe a couple other IPs, has successfully done a movie video game. Like Fallen Order, I would call almost a movie video game in the sense of, it's written, it's canon, everything's
in
included.
That world.
It's cinematic. It's in that world. You run into other characters you know and love. But this is such a weird era because I felt like there is more care going into story and gameplay during this time. Now, that sounds a little messed up because there are really good games that have come out recently that are also part of major franchises. But this to me is like, from what I've watched, obviously I haven't had the chance to play the game, but like from everything I've seen, because I've been watching stuff all day, this looks like just a damn good game on top of being a damn good story, which I think is very rare now. And it's like you said, part of the actual canon for the most part. I know there's some very slight contradictions, but I mean, didn't they write Afterlife like to make sure it kind of fit all the years and dates dropped in this?
I mean, I don't know if they did it intentionally, but it still fits.
Yeah.
I think within that. I don't know how you feel about that or anything like that. I know that was it video that you sent we talked about earlier, Scotty, that you watched.
Yeah. It was the dates that were
about
pretty
how
impressive.
It can work.
Yeah, because
the dates really do work with this.
Because this is 91, and then they said in the movie that the last ghost hasn't been seen since in 30 years, which that movie took place in 2021. So like that's actually pretty damn good to the source material. I don't know, like that's not something you just say. I don't know. I don't know, took my brain different places, and obviously I love that this character right here. What do they call him in the game? They call him
just the rookie. The character you play is just the rookie. They call you rookie, and they do not, never named. Also, the comics, the IDW comics that take place after this, it's like it right after this, and that I believe they've sent this rookie off to start a franchise in Chicago.
Oh my God. So in Chicago, that's what they found.
Yeah.
That's what they found. That's where Egon's daughter lived.
And then we're living. Yeah. So, so they've got them there. But yeah, no, it's interesting. I don't know. It's just like, and also, I love this. I don't know who's we're watching right now, who's cinematic game movie. But they love to run around.
Yes,
which is not very cinematic. But it's what the game feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to add to that as well, and one of the things that you were saying earlier, the love for this franchise is so embedded in the game, and I think the reason for that is just purely the people who made this game love these films.
Yeah.
To the point where there's so many fun. And you don't really get to see these often anymore in games. Like fun little like things you could just do, like little Easter eggs that drop in the background. Like for example, upstairs there's the giant painting of Vigo.
Oh no way!
If you go up to it,
press up against the wall.
Did I miss that?
You talk to him. You press X, and he has different. He just talks to you like.
Is it Max von Sydow?
He'll say so.
It is. It's Max von Sydow, I believe. Yes. Yeah, so if he returned, Annie Potts is back and everything. Yeah.
There's also see where the pole is near the games.
Yeah.
Where that guy is. There's a fantastic fun Easter egg, which is the Employee of the Month posters, and all of them apart from 1 month for Peter Venkman. He's one month every single month, apart from June, which is Winston.
Oh, that's amazing. Right. Oh, I love that. Yeah, man. I just
small jokes. Also, there's on the side there. You can see the toaster from Ghostbusters 2. Which is
no way! See, this is God. I love a game that has all this love and care put into it. It's brilliant. Yeah, this is cool. No, I wasn't really even looking at the screen earlier in this way. I was looking at it.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine the floor plan is pretty accurate. Canonically, I don't know.
It's pretty accurate. I mean, again, like this is it's very similar to
look, there's the posters.
I don't know if either of you have played Spirits Unleashed yet, but it's a very similar layout in that as well. So they stick pretty consistently.
Dude, look at that. Employee of the month.
Yeah.
No November.
So good. But this, like, man, at the time, all I wanted to do as a kid was to, like, play Ghostbusters. I wanted to be a Ghostbuster, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to have that feeling. And this game was the first time, like, I remember just being so, like, and again, I was in my 20s when this came out, and I was just blown away that I can actually be a Ghostbuster, and it felt authentic playing this game. Like, you throw out the trap, you have to wrangle the thing and get it over the trap, right? And get it in there. It's just the gameplay was just very, very. It felt like nothing else, and it was just exciting and really cool.
It's also difficult, like not difficult too much, but like when you have to wrangle a ghost, you have to properly wrangle it. Like the joystick is going all over the place because it's fighting a way to get out of that trap.
Yeah.
And
they had the mechanic where you had to slam it around too, right?
Yes, slam dunk, yeah. And then there's also the fact that you get like the money doesn't really matter. Like you can collect points to upgrade your equipment throughout the game, but there is a funny sort of in joke, which is that the more damage you have, like there's like a reduction, like the city taxes you how much damage you cause, and you can just go around like smashing. I think there's a trophy where if you smash up the one of the tables in the hotel, you get a trophy that says the flowers are still standing.
Yes, it's amazing. So when it comes to this game, obviously not just how does it fit in the overall canon, but in terms of like story, doesn't it go to a lot of older places? Like, doesn't it go back to a lot of the original sites and villains you see again? And obviously, Gozer is a pretty legit villain in this game too, right?
It does.
It's mentioned.
Okay. Oh, this is
I think go ahead, Charlie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's clever about this game is that yes, they revisit the key locations from the original film, but there's a specific plot reason for it, and it's very interesting. And one of my favorite parts about this whole game is the way that, and I have to say, like Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd, I feel like, when you read interviews of him, like trying to make Ghostbusters films, it kind of feels like he's, like preparing to jerk off with all this like techno babble.
Yeah,
like, he's desperate to get rid of all this like jargon. So there's a lot of cool, funky like way he connects all the history. So the idea is that all these buildings, historical buildings in New York, that have a big focal point, are because they've been built by the elite, and the elite of New York around that time were all part of the Gozerian cult.
Oh yeah.
And so they're all building this, like their properties to act as a conduit to help enhance the the paranormal experiences around the city, but also to help ensure that they can survive as a ghost and help Gozer come to this dimension and destroy it, which is lovely of them.
It's incredible. Oh, yes. I love that. I think it's so cool because they could have easily gone anywhere they want with it. You know what I mean? But I like that it's almost has a bookend to like the overall lore. Because isn't it in some capacity? Doesn't it also answer questions from 2 as well? Doesn't it have some like little?
It kind of ties all of it together. There's a plot point where I think they go to Ivo Shandor, who built Dana Barrett's apartment building. Also, that family had an island and a castle that was just in the Hudson River and got sunk the night he died. But like in there, he was like pumping into the sewers this kind of like slime and ectoplasmic, stuff, which ended up being what channeled the negative emotions of New York City and everything. So they were tying kind of Ghostbusters 1 and 2 together. That it wasn't like it was all kind of
that's where the
all along.
That's why the river's underground in the second film. The tunnels. they all come from that castle. So it's like psycho. He's the one who helped create the psychokinetic mood slime, and that's just a conduit. It's like an extra boost to the signal that they've built around all these different buildings around the area.
Yeah.
And what I really liked about it as well is that they got to explore with the different types of eras and stuff, and the different types of like ghost stories. They got to just delve into things like, for example, the classic hotel murder. The Black Widow murder.
Right.
Yeah.
Who a strange, strange person gets murdered at a hotel, or the a sad love story, and a really emotional subplot to a character from the first film, which you don't expect, which is the librarian.
Yes.
Oh,
You kind
yeah.
of feel really bad for them, and then also terrified. But it's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, what I love, and so we know also from the trailers for Frozen Empire that the library ghost makes a comeback, apparently. So whether or not, I think Frozen Empire is going to make or break whether this stays canon, obviously, because Eleanor Tweedy, which was the name of the library ghost in this game, played a pretty big part in the story of this game. So anyway, I'm interested to see if they keep to that.
I think my opinion about the canonicity of the game, because when I originally first saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, I was like, "Oh, that's a shame," because that means that maybe the game isn't, canon. But actually, the more I think about it, I don't know if that is the case, because obviously the main villain in the game is Evil Shandor, who tried to bring Gozer back again. And having been trapped in the Stay Puft body again, decides that actually maybe he should take over the role as the Destroyer. And what I think's really interesting about this is that there's in the paranormal field, quote unquote, there are different ideas about how ghosts exist and if there could be like different types of ghosts.
Yeah.
So the way that I'm viewing the ghost of Evil Shandor in this sort of links back to the idea of the stone tape theory, which I don't know if you guys have heard about.
I've heard of it, yeah.
I don't know this.
So the stone tape theory is kind of the idea that, like videotapes and recordings, you can leave an imprint of a moment on there. Like if a certain event or impact happens, you leave an imprint on a certain place or spot. So the idea is that maybe because Evil Shadow is trying to explore different ways of surviving and different ways of bringing Gozer back. So he wasn't just set on one particular thing of bringing back Gozer. He had different things set up. So it's a little bit like Tom Riddle in Harry Potter, I guess, where it's like this is a particular memory of Shandor that has gained power, maybe through the slime, and maybe through the way New York has been.
Yeah.
And he chooses, maybe Gozer isn't quite up to this task, so I'll take it on myself. He gets defeated, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the same version of, Shandor that we actually do see later on in the following film, because that is just him being brought back to life. His ghost, actual ghost spirit being brought about by Gozer. And he hasn't seen Gozer been defeated twice, the same way that the other version of Shandor did. So it makes sense for him just to be ripped apart, really. But so it depends on how you view it, I guess. There's different types of paranormal. There's loads of technobabble you can write yourself around it. And I think for me, it's a shame.
Dan Aykroyd loves it. Yeah.
Reject it. Yeah, because Harold Ramis, his last role as
exactly
character, and
it's incredible. It's so cool to see their interpretation of what this could have looked like as a video game, because as cinematic as some things can be, to be involved directly with the storyline kind of does make you feel more attached to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like being able to play and be an active member in what's going on in New York is kind of cool. And for the most part, I think this still really holds up. I know this might be the this is probably like the 2020 reissue one they end up doing, but still looks really sharp. There's like some really awesome camera effects just from this, video game. I don't know. That's the kind of thing that fascinates me. You can really tell they put in all the effort they could to make this an experience. And, from what I see, it's about a 6-hour story. That's a long time. That's more than that's sometimes more than a TV show can do in one season. So you do get to see like how much, the Stay Puft in this movie causes more havoc. I mean, look, and you can see the old Doritos logo in the back, Charlie. Just like you're talking about 90s Doritos.
Yep, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just an old Coke sign. Yeah, this is really cool. I don't know. I just love that you can do that and pull it off, because I just don't know if they could do that now. I mean, they could do it now. I just don't think it'd be I think it'd be more of a cash grab than it is right here, where it's all about story and giving someone a very, very deep experience. Yeah, because it's causing way more havoc in this one than it did in the first movie. So,
Right.
Yeah, because it can. You're not bound by budget. You're just bound by what you do with the game itself. And I think it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Mm. But yeah,
that's my only
complaint.
That was my only complaint about Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is that there's a very particularly funny idea in this game, which is kind of set up in the first film, which is that obviously at the end of the first film, everyone sort of has a go at Ray for picking the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man as the destroyer. And then they work out in this game that's because the reason why Gozer is Stay Puft again is because you only get to pick one form per dimension. So because they picked the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, no matter how many times he comes back, Gozer will always be the Marshmallow Man. Now, of course, obviously, they changed that up in the film, but I'm not too mad about it. But it's fun. Look how happy he is. Look, psycho.
Yeah. You throw cars at you, yeah. But yeah, I think that, and again, similarly to what Charlie was saying, like that's my feelings on this have always been that I don't want it to be completely like this isn't, and again, even if it isn't canon, it's still doesn't mean the story's not important. It doesn't mean that it didn't affect you, things like that, of course. But just the fact that, again, like you were saying, it's Harold's last performance. It was also like the last Ghostbusters thing he wrote, right? Is just, I think it should continue in some capacity. Yeah. And it's just, it's very special to my heart. And I know to Charlie as well. And just this, I don't know. It's such a crazy I just can't believe that we're actually getting the new films and things like that. And so I'm so anyway, yeah. I love this game so much.
And to me it's funny because when it comes to like a video game of Ghostbusters, this could have been easily terrible. Easily. You know what I mean? Like it just It could.
There's not very many good Ghostbusters games, right? Like
exactly, and that's what I was looking up how many there were. I mean, I have the Atari version, I've seen the NES version, and like all those games are fine. And I know there's a bunch of PC, but like this is like that's why they titled it the way they did, Ghostbusters the video game. Like this is and they haven't tried to redo this and change anything from this. So it's honestly very impressive. It's impressive that they got it right in 2009.
It's got the stamp of legitimacy as well. You got like I said, the main cast. You got Janine back. You got Slimer. You got all the Easter eggs. Even Walter Peck, who's going to be in Frozen Empires in the game.
Yeah.
Which is just great. The music, it's from the first film. It's just spot on. The aesthetics of like New York in the 90s is great. The ghost designs are perfect. Like they're not too scary, but they're a little bit wacky as well.
There he is.
Brian Doyle Murray makes an appearance again, which is great.
Oh, cool.
And also, in a sense, this game kind of does Rise of Skywalker before Rise of Skywalker.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because the doctor there, who's played by Alyssa Milano, is the great-great-granddaughter of Evil Shandor.
Oh my god, I forgot about
It's
that
kind
twist.
of like the MacGuffin.
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. And does she take on the Ghostbusters last name? Sorry. I don't know if she did.
I'm what's her, I forget her name, like I'm Karen Ghostbuster.
My name's Ray Ghostbuster. No, I love that though. I love when a story, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a trope in like mythology, but like, or like a trope in this modern drama, like we're related to the bad guy, you know? But it's funny to see that from a Ghostbusters. Oh, look, there she is, right? Is this the
same Eleanor Tweedy?
Okay.
Yeah, there's the whole thing. What is it like? The guy who built the library, or one of the Gozer worshippers who wasn't like not Evo Shandor, was seducing her to get the Gozerian Codex. Correct?
Oh, okay.
He was a serial killer.
Yeah,
serial killer. She fell in love with him, and he killed her.
Wow.
And got the book, but that's what. That's still even if she appears in the second film and she's scary still, that doesn't really like knock it for me because she's still scary in this. Like even though you help her out, she's still pretty frightening.
Well, there she is. Yeah.
If you were murdered. Oh, beautiful! What a sexy lady.
So wait, is this where you go to hell? Is that what this is? This alternate dimension they're about to like send us to?
More towards the end.
This
is like
this is the lower levels.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like the part of the library, and then you go through like a portal to like the hell dimension, which is really interesting. Because I mean, by the nature of the first film and the game, it's suggested that there's obviously different dimensions.
Okay.
And the thing that Louis mentioned in the first film that Gozer takes the shape of a giant slaw. You actually fight in this game, which is pretty interesting, and that to me summarizes like there's like a multiversal sort of aspect to Ghostbusters as well because of the different dimensions. So that's why for me the 2016 movie can still technically count because
exactly
another dimension, baby.
Yeah, so I'm watching this now, thinking, and obviously I know Charlie likes to write stuff. Jerry and I always talk creative and think about things creatively. Do you think this could have been adapted into a movie? Like now seeing it, you know what I mean? Like visually, like I know there probably wouldn't have been as long and drawn out fights with the ghost. I know. Oh, Jesus Christ! Something just fell on my foot. It was a ghoul. It was a ghoul. Do you think it's possible that this could have really been adapted into a truly cinematic movie? I don't know. It's so crazy.
I mean, I think it's the opposite.
Oh,
I think this is the script,
and they just
turned it into a game.
Okay, they just fleshed it out big time.
Yeah,
that's so cool. I love.
I mean, this is 6 hours right here, but this is like, and again, all due respect to this person, they do a lot of walking around. With a game cinematic, the story. Like the story bits, it doesn't take 6 hours to get through. But here we go. Here's the dimension. Here's another dimension.
Cool.
They do something very similar again in the actually the Spirits Unleashed game. You get transported in the one of the new towards the end of the story. You get transported to the dimension of Samhain from the real Ghostbusters and everything like that. So interesting, definitely interesting. They also, again, they made the black slime a big plot point, which I don't know if you remember, the black slime that was in Dana's apartment, like kind of coming down the walls after she became and things like that. So the black slime, they really played on that for this.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm gonna scrub through a little bit more of this so we can get to see more visuals.
Yeah,
of it.
let's check some more of this out.
I love that this is like the library, but in a different dimension. Is that kind of what we're looking at, or is like we're back in the public
little,
library?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this is
exactly it,
cool.
you're right.
Yeah, I would have obviously to me, I don't think they could have done this movie in '91 and have it look as good as this does.
Oh yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong, but like, you know, and Ghostbusters 1 and 2 both really do they held up, but like all the alternate dimensions and stuff, I don't know if that would have been as, you know, feasibly possible, or these huge, like, you know, already alternate dimension set pieces, like the upside down version of these places, essentially. Yeah, it's cool.
Right.
I think this would have been like early noughties as opposed
Yeah.
to like the end of 90s. I feel like
Yeah.
so it'd be interesting. Like this early sort of naughty. I'm trying to feel like even like films like Austin Powers, you know, like the CG,
Yeah.
like the mountains and the volcano bases. It's like
Mhm.
maybe it could have worked, you know. But one thing I just want to focus on as well is just how funny the game is. Like the comedy is so funny. Even like the small bits, like when the Ghostbusters they get knocked out, you gotta go help them. There's a Bill Murray just going, "That was Al. That was Al there." Like, okay, I'll help you out, buddy. Don't you worry. Oh yeah, slime. Will you slime him?
Yeah. You slime him, please. Yeah, I love that they add a lot to your pack in this to kind of just to again, as a video game, you need to kind of have the different tools at your disposal, things like that. But I love that they integrated it all into one pack, right? Like you got a slime blower essentially in your proton pack.
Well, yeah, because I was
in
going to
this
ask,
one.
do they add different tools in this game? I don't know. Like, is there different?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see like kind of like they've got like slime blowers in there now and everything.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw a little bit ago. They were possessed people at this party that they were at, and they were hosing them down to unpossess them. Which again, I love that. That's the like keeping very much with the movies and things like that. Also, this character, fucking great. Like you talking about the character designs. This is one of the more esoteric ones and everything. You get the kind of more like Scolari brothers looking ghosts and stuff. But then you've also got like these just like horrifying behemoths that'll pop up out of nowhere.
And it ties into the like historical nature of these stories as well. Like all the founders like directly relate to early 20th century or like late 19th century real life people. I mean, if you look at the founding of LA in general, the amount of like aristocratic, rich people to get away with a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of murder, a lot of nasty things got swept under the carpet, and famous hotels and famous, a lot of that stuff actually happened. So there's a nice little like link to that. I mean, like the villain there, the chubby fella, he's wearing sort of like a sort of eccentric garb because he's a museum owner and he's like taking artifacts from all these different places. And it's a really clever way of just interpreting all those different elements and bringing them together. And it just really works. Walter Peck again, great in this game. I'm very excited to see him in the next film. And look at Egon just like scanning him.
Yeah. Man, one of my favorite moments in the entire series is Ghostbusters 2, whenever Dana goes to talk to Egon and she asks if Peter ever talks about her, and he, while she's turned away, says no, and then scans the air because he's trying to see if like her negative feelings have affected the environment. It's like
the puppy.
True blue all the way through. Yeah.
Yeah, I
see
think
what
it's
happens
cool.
when we take the puppy away.
Yes.
Yeah. See what yeah.
Do y'all know if they did
I bet those
mocap?
science chicks dig your I bet those science chicks really dig that big cranium of yours. I think they were interested in my epididymis.
Do you know if they did mocap? Do you have any idea if they did mocap for this too?
I don't know if they did mocap. I think this was like right
There is
before they really
a-
started doing that. But
I don't know if you can find this guy, but there is a
Yeah.
behind the scenes like interview clip.
Oh, okay, I'll find it. We
With the
can.
cast. I remember it on the actual game. I think the actors talk about the.
Oh yeah, here it
There we
is.
go,
This is
yeah.
it. Wow. Yeah, I'll play this with audio. Yeah, then we can actually wrap up after this. This is pretty awesome, though. I've very much enjoyed this. Thank you for your information,
it's
boys.
been a
This
good
is
talk.
actually this
Absolutely.
is very interesting because this
Yeah, it's been
honestly makes
great.
you want to go. Because then they've got apparently some cutscenes for the Unleashed version of this game. I guess there's Unleashed. Is that what we're playing?
Spirits Unleashed is
Oh,
the new
okay.
game. I don't know if it's from
Okay.
that.
It's taking a second.
That one's technically not canon, but also we don't know.
Yeah.
It's all up in the air.
Let's see. Jesus. That's an awful sound, Atari.
He's also in this game.
HD.
Don't cross the streams. Why? It would be bad.
Total protonic reversal.
All right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
You know, Ghostbusters was kind of unusual in that it was one of the first epic scale comedies.
If there's a steady paycheck in it,
Miss
I'll
him.
believe anything you say.
You know, we did 2 movies. We spent almost a year, all total working together.
I think everybody realized what original material it was. Hello, Ghostbusters.
The way Dan described the Ghostbusters, we were like Orkin Man, and we were no more impressed by these apparitions and manifestations than you would be by an outbreak of ants or roaches in your kitchen.
I'm Walter Peck. Great. How's it going now?
Well, you have the comic geniuses of our generation,
that.
and they've known each other for years, and they're hysterical.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
When we look back at our library and we think of what has, premium value and
Oh,
what
wait,
fans
pausing it for a
love,
second.
it's all-
Is this guy still head of licensing and everything still for the because now it's Ghost Corp, what Jerry was telling me. They changed
Unaware. Ghost Core is what it is now. And again, Ghost Core didn't really. I'd have to look it up. I don't think Ghost Core was a thing until 2016. Answer the Call.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Came out.
Okay. That's interesting.
premium value and what the fans love, and it's always been in our minds Ghostbusters.
The wonderful thing about the movies is they hold up after all this time. But now we're in a different place. Gaming has been moved to a whole other dimension. And it gives the fans something that they've been waiting for.
In film, it's kind of tough to break that fourth wall and turn to the audience and say, come with me. Now the audience and the player are one. The game.
And what's funny? At that age too, I can see how Dan, probably in his late 50s, early 60s at this point, was like, yes, this is the way you do story now, because you can make it interactive and engaging. And I'm sure they all felt the same exact way too, because as a consumer, and especially as a kid growing up in this era, this felt like this to me in terms of like, I didn't know games could look better. And I didn't know if games could ever be better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know it could ever be topped past 2010.
I remember when like 360, PlayStation 3, all that stuff came out, and the difference between that and what we had before with PlayStation 2, that like that generation, it was such a huge leap forward at that time. This was like, I don't know how it's going to get any better, for sure.
Yeah, I played Halo 3 on the 360 with my cousin Troy. And I remember, like, as a kid going, this is it. Like, you genuinely can't get better.
How's it going to get any better?
Because it was 1080. And, like, and let's still be real. 4K is great, but 1080 is still, for some systems, like the Switch at least, like, that's still a peak operating quality. And, like, if I'm watching a YouTube video, if it's 1080, I'm not going to roll my eyes. You know what I mean? 1080, I think, will stay the standard until we get to a whole different level of immersion with media and watching and taking things in. But this fascinates me, because this really was a very much this is peak. It's for the most part, it's kind of still hasn't been better. There's like nothing. Maybe
It's funny
VR
you say
gaming.
that. It's really funny you say that, because this game is 15 years old.
Yeah.
And my youngest brother, Albert, who was born in 2017.
Wow.
After the female Ghostbusters film, he loves Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And he's played this game like 100 times.
Oh wow!
And he knows all the stuff.
Awesome.
He loves he adores it. Like, and it's just funny. Yeah, it just holds up. It really does hold up. And I think that's the beauty of the. I know people joke about, oh, why does Ghostbusters? Like, it's not really a franchise, but actually, that sort of unique lightning in a bowl that appeals to different generations. It's just that's what it's all about, really.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna keep playing this.
It's got that slight magic that, like you were talking earlier, like Star Wars, like Indiana Jones, like that kind of. It's got that little bit of magic that just really speaks to a kid. Absolutely.
Yeah, it
speaks to everyone.
It's so charming because I want to hear what more Dan's saying here, because this is kind of, to me, the whole mantra of our discussions. Like, yeah, this was it. Like, this really, to them, this was it. Even if they didn't make another movie in 2021 or 16 or 2024 now, like, this was it.
That enables us to actually include the Ghostbusters viewing audience.
Ghostbusters is the video game I've always wanted to make since I've been in the industry, and I've only waited till the technology met up with what the movie could do before I started it.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Bill Atherton is back as Walter Peck, the EPA guy. Annie Potts is back as Janine, and then all the Ghostbusters is Ernie Hudson, Danny, me, and Bill Murray.
Having Dan Aykroyd makes the game. Having Bill Murray, having Harold Ramis and Ernie Hudson, that makes the game.
I mean, you have to have Janine answering the phone at Ghostbusters headquarters. I mean, you can't have someone else do that.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
My character it feels like, as we record the dialogue, that my character has a lot of instructions, because Egon is the logical, systematic one.
I didn't realize I had so many memorable lines until 25 years later somebody will go, that's a big Twinkie. That's a big Twinkie.
Bill Murray's character, Venkman, kind of holds down that kind of dry, skeptical, mundane quality, and that makes for a lot of comedy.
It's right here, Ray. It's looking at me.
He's an ugly little spud, isn't he?
I think he can hear you, Ray.
If there was a movie script as long as a game script, the film would be like all the Lord of the Rings films strung together. It's about 1,000 pages, because you have to cover all these alternatives.
When I first heard about it, I thought, okay, well, maybe it will be different, but all the characters really ring true.
It looks more like the sequel than a game. It tells the third story. I watched the first two movies in preparation for it, and harken back to that enthusiasm that I had when I first wrote it.
When Dan announced that, he and Harold would actually love to write the script, that you're like, because you're worried, can we pull off the comedy of those first two films? Well, now we have the script writers from those films.
This chapter of Ghostbusters takes place in 1991, 2 years
I don't think that's ever happened either. I don't think that's ever happened.
No, it has not. Like, there is
before or since.
That is insane. Like,
this
the
is
fact
a special thing.
They came to it wanting to do this. That's wow. That kind of just blew me away. I don't know if they were rehired. I mean, obviously that could be just PR nonsense. But I mean, they wanted to. I don't think that's the case. But
I feel like Dan and Harold really loved this franchise. I mean, especially, we know Dan loved it.
Yeah.
Because Dan, that's all Dan can talk about sometimes. Dan has Ghostbusters lined suit jackets and everything. But I feel like Harold really knew how special this was and really enjoyed it and everything. So.
And judging from what I could see, it looks like it's like Unreal Engine. So this is like, besides Force Awakens, this is like one of the earlier versions of Unreal Engine, because you can tell matter just falls at different rates when you're playing a game with this kind of gravity, and I don't know, like it just it still holds up. Even the gameplay, like this is, like you said, Charlie, 15 years old, and it doesn't look.
It still plays well. Yeah.
That's fascinating to me.
It still plays very well. It's not clunky at all. It's fantastic.
Oh, and here's them recording some lines. Oh, I'm going to skip through this a little bit.
Books to make sure the Ghostbusters are doing everything properly. Every time you destroy something in the game, he's going to be in your face.
Never done a game, so it was all new.
I am Walter Peck, sir, and I'm prepared to make a full report. These men are consummate snowball artists.
It's hard to get rid of old Peck. The most intense thing that happens to him now is that he becomes possessed.
And my first official act is going to be suspending these idiots' operating license.
Yeah, they needed a average-looking Joe Blow off the street to play the rookie character, and I successfully campaigned for that spot. You'll recognize the back of my ears really well.
That is
Well,
hilarious.
the player is a cadet. He's a rookie. He joins the Ghostbusters, and there are new problems at the library. There's museum problems. The Hotel Sedgwick makes another appearance. Certain familiar entities recur in the places where they first appeared in the film. So Stay Puft Marshmallow Man back on the streets of New York. Slimer's back in the hotel, which is a nice kind of callback to it may evoke a little nostalgia in the player.
All of the equipment and all of the locations and all of the characters and everything are absolutely eye-popping in this game. So it's done with real affection for the original concept. We're just able to go places that we weren't able to go in the movies. It really is, to me, the third movie.
The elements of the supernatural allow you to create monsters and creatures that are visually really interesting, and all kinds of tools and weapons that are the staples of video gaming.
The game, it's funny, the interiors are a lot more vivid than in a film, and then the exteriors, and we get to take advantage of the streets, the river, the buildings, and go places where you just couldn't go in a movie, you know.
I will say too, like at this age, I know we're talking about Dan's age and all their ages, but like video games weren't something they grew up with. You know what I mean? Like they were tangentially aware of it because I'm sure they were part of discussions about like the Atari and the NES games, but like this is a whole different level. I mean, this, and like we said, if you were to watch footage from this, it would be hard to say that it's dated. You know, I look at that and there's a couple of things that give it away, but like the same exact time, not really, you know, like for your youngest sibling, Charlie, like that's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they're not aware of it being, you know, being that old, quote unquote, of a game. Because if I played a game when let's say I was born in 95. If I played a game that was, you know, they were born in 2017.
GoldenEye.
Seven. Yeah. If I played a game that was 7 years old when from 95 or 2002, it would feel like an old game. You know what I mean? Like Mario, it's Mario Sunshine. Like it aged pretty well, but it's not quite where it could be. But this,
I was trying to show my other brothers some PS1 games.
Yeah,
and surprisingly, you know, the world is not enough on PS1 just does not hold up to some people. That's a shame for them.
Right.
Just because you're a blocky version of Pierce Brosnan with a pen going for a bank isn't cool to certain people.
Yeah. God, this is fascinating. Well, I don't know if you want to wrap it up.
It's like abstract art now. You know? It's like if Picasso did a James Bond film. You know?
I'll have one argument to that too. Some things do hold up because of atmosphere. Like I've been reading about Resident Evil, the first or Resident Evil 2, whatever one of those ones that came out on the PS1. Like that game is scarier because of its low polygon count, because it's more surreal what you're looking at, right? You know what I mean? And then there's other games like that just don't look that good. Like GoldenEye just it looks rough when you're playing it, you know? And that may be part of the charm, but it's not adding anything more. This to me is adding a lot more. I don't know if y'all want to watch a little bit more of this, or we can just wrap it up here. I think this has been wonderful. I don't know what you're looking like, Charlie, but we can finish it if you want.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Well,
okay, cool.
The gameplay in this game is unique. You're shooting a proton pack that's nuclear charged. It should blow up in a 3-mile radius, and using it to wrangle ghosts. And it's more of a, you're not shooting to destroy, you're shooting to capture. So this is the first game where you're out there and you're wrangling things and moving things around into a trap. You're trapping beings.
If you were going to either trap ectoplasm or trap a full material apparition, you'd have to do it on a subatomic particulate level. You'd need some pretty sophisticated equipment. I figure it would cost about $90 billion to build. Actually build a prototype of one of those things.
Dan immediately came back and told us, no, they need to be called this, this, and this. And he had definite technical terms.
Bosons are the inner parts of the atomic structure, and they're very elusive.
Were you saying earlier, Charlie?
Muons.
Yeah. That is funny shit.
This is all that runs through his mind is interdimensional cross rips and things like that.
Yeah.
That's just all that's inside of Dan Aykroyd's head. And then blues music as well. So
let's just say I don't want to know where the mood slime came from. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think we know.
There's a whole science now that tries to trap these invisible particles. It's very dangerous playing with this stuff.
Throw it!
Cool.
I did that! That's my fault! It's okay, the table broke the fall.
Composite particle system is similar to
I
a
love that line.
distillery in the field of making corn liquor. What you're doing is you're doing an original collision, and then you're basically forcing it back through a filter, but it forces them back through where they've already been, and then out through your wand.
The detail is insane. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Again,
He's the George Lucas of this shit for sure.
Yes.
It's just occurred to me
is
we
like
really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
I blame myself.
He's like, well, the midichlorians communicate with the whales, and the whales are
Yeah.
for every midichlorian, there's like 10,000 whales, and the whales.
this world is fully formed in his head, like just like
yes,
George. Yeah,
it just shits out its mouth, you know.
No sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
When we set out to work with the developer, we interviewed actually quite a few, and Terminal Reality came in with a demo that quite honestly blew us away.
I never heard of this company.
Our internal engine here at Terminal Reality really
the only one I know of, by the
living,
Yeah.
breathing world,
Terminal-
so to speak. We can put literally thousands of objects
Yeah,
moving
look.
through the environment at once. You can blow apart things. I mean, pretty much in a video game, you have to have walls, a floor, and a ceiling. Other than that, everything's fair game to be destroyed in Ghostbusters.
In Ghostbusters, the video game, there's a lot of different equipment that the player has at their disposal. We've kind of taken the traditional proton stream and we've added some elements to it. If this was a movie, there wouldn't be the level of environmental destruction. We kind of go above and beyond.
All the crowds, all the individual people actually have their own AI. There's no flocking AI. It's not hurting.
I think one of the biggest challenges of working on this game is
What a haircut.
everybody wants.
I know what
this
a
to be
haircut
great
is. Say
game. And then
very
we bring to that the burden of
2010.
knowing that gamers out there want this to be a great game.
Wow.
One of the nice things about our engine is the way it handles physics. So we were able to take our boss fights, and there's some boss fights in there where they actually use the environment against you.
You know, this looks solid, this looks solid, this all looks solid, everything looks solid around us, but it's not solid at all. It's a seething mass of atoms. You know, you've got your nucleus and protons and electrons, and you've got your paths around the nucleus, and then what's in between those paths and the nucleus, but space, matter, the same dark space that's out in the universe that we see, you know, between the stars. And antimatter is a large part of what was created at the Big Bang, and Ghostbusters.
That is just me after like
used that and put it in
4
a
vodka
positive
cokes.
world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've seen you that way before. I've actually seen that in person, guys.
Yeah. Scotty, we're Scotty. No, listen, we're Stardust.
In this game,
You know, music is the same. Music is the same frequency as the human soul, and if you listen to music, it's 120 beats per minute. It's the same rate as your heart. Okay, calm down.
It's a boson. What?
Bosons. Oh, they're shooting ropes.
That's cool.
Sorry, we couldn't get away from this without one cum joke.
I guess the glue on the bottom of a fly's, you know, foot. It's that kind of viscous, almost like a psychically viscous material.
My God is the
I love
question.
him so much.
No, but if asked, I always say I'm a god. Yeah.
Are you a god?
No.
Then
We've actually managed to surprise most people at the end. There is a twist ending where people are actually taken aback.
I do feel the fans have been looking for something else.
Steve O'Shandor.
We did the second one.
We felt like of all the movies that we have, this definitely is a video game.
It's
That looks
special moment
amazing.
for all the Ghostbusters
That actually
fans
still
that
looks
have been
really
wanting
good.
Another storyline for Ghostbusters.
It's a lot of
For 20
fun.
years, and you
I've
get the
played it.
talent back together,
I think
you get
last
the
year I
band
played a little bit of it.
back together to get Sony willing to say yes. It's a perfect storm with the right engine, right license, and right talent.
Nice. Man, that was cool. I love that. I'm glad we can watch it together. That's badass, dude.
Such a fun time. Oh yeah.
Oh, so awesome.
So
Yeah,
good.
man. This discussion, honestly. If there weren't already so many games coming out that I'm going to be playing, I would probably pick this back up. It might even be on Switch. I'm gonna double check. But like that is.
It
that
is.
was-
I think it.
Yeah.
It might be.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Let's see how much it is.
Let's say
That was
and
freaking cool.
Spirits Unleashed. I will always plug that game. But yeah. They're very good games, both of them. The Ghostbusting feels pretty similar in both as well. So
that's awesome.
One thing we didn't mention before we wrap up is that, and very interesting, is that so when this game was first released, the PS3, Xbox 360 versions had CG, like filmic quality versions of the characters, but the I don't know if it was PS2 or just Nintendo Wii. Like lower X platforms had like really weird cartoony style.
Oh, I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah.
So
Characters
Ghostbusters 2009 video game, and then I'm gonna look up
Wii. Look up
comparisons.
Wii.
Wii version.
Oh yeah, look, they have it. Oh no, they have one versus the oh, here we go. Oh, whoa! This is cursed.
It was
Holy
bonkers.
Shit!
It was horrible.
This is
I remember being very
horrible.
happy that I had an Xbox 360.
Well, dude, the same thing. Not the same thing, but like if you play the different versions of Force Unleashed, or there's a couple of examples of these. It's kind of like and Michael McCoy, which I love, Michael, good friend, but he contends that the PS2 version is the definitive version of Force Unleashed. And I just don't look at that. That looks like a freaking nightmare.
That doesn't even look cut. That doesn't even look
that looks good. That looks good.
That didn't look
that
good.
looks
What is that?
Okay. That doesn't look as bad as Dan. Oh my god.
Dan got done dirty.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at the Lego boot he's putting up on the thing there.
The Lego boot.
Russell, hey man, you near the East Wing?
Fucking hell, this
everyone
dude.
What kind of Cabbage Patch nightmare is that guy?
God, it wouldn't be Bombadcast. We could find something unhinged. Oh, they have a white guy and this one and a black guy and the other one. What is that about?
Yeah, the photorealistic version was racist, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, this is so interesting. What a design choice. Oh, it looks so different. I had no idea it was that different. Charlie, thank you for mentioning that. This looks crazy.
I'm glad you mentioned
Yeah,
it too.
I remember.
I knew this was a thing. I just couldn't remember. I forgot to mention it.
Good lord. This is bad.
They couldn't even do the lighting effects right. Oh, gray screen.
What a logo.
Ghostbusters.
Oh no, I want to see Annie Potts.
Poltergeist, Phantasm, Wraith, Banshee,
Even I'm gonna be honest, even the PS3 one looks kind of weird. Like that looks a little weird. That doesn't look like, you know, Annie Potts to me right there. The hair, at least.
But it's
the
not.
outfit
It's
does.
not.
It's different.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they
can't wait to see
updated it
this.
to 90s.
Oh God, is she even in it?
dead family members didn't catch them, so you can ask the combination to the safe.
Oh, that actually looks better. That looks like Sly Cooper. But
Does it?
Yeah, well, same.
I don't.
She looks like a character from
Shut
like Sims in the Sea.
Yeah, let's say shut up. That's not better. They did. That's just a 90s Annie Potts in the other one.
No, that's
by
not.
the way-
That's not Annie Potts. That's a cast member from the Scooby Doo movie.
Yes, that's what that one is. That's it. They took the Janine character from the real Ghostbusters and they kind of put her in a taffy puller and kind of just like mushed her around for a little bit and then pulled her out, and that's what we got. But yeah, no, like I mean, man, look at the intricacies of that on the right there versus
So
whatever the
you
fuck
can
that is on
buy-
the left.
You can buy the remaster version right now on the Switch for $30, and then you can get Spirits Unleashed for $20. So if anyone has any interest, you know, that's the time to do it. I'm gonna end up probably getting Spirits Unleashed once I get paid. I'm gonna get that and Battlefront 1 and 2 on Friday. But let's keep one. I just want to see a little bit more of this because this is pretty awful. Oh my god, that looks so bad. That looks so
The image
bad.
on the right is what we think we look like at Celebration, and the image on the left is how we actually look.
How we actually look. Yeah.
Music is great. Let's see. I want to see more of the cinematic beats. Oh Jesus, the whole game looks different. I didn't know it was just the cutscenes. What?
Yeah.
Completely different.
Oh, I'd be furious. This is a different game. This is actually a different game.
Ghostbusters at home.
Dude, this is Ghostbusters at home.
Look at that. Well, the world. They don't even listen. You don't even go down to the basement to try to catch them. You just go straight to the Cedric right there.
Why would you? Yeah.
They're like, we can't listen. We don't have the budget for a basement in this joint. So let's just go to the hotel.
Here's an interesting thing. The maitre d' in the Wii version looks more like the one from the first movie than the one on the right.
Exactly. Yeah, this other guy doesn't look exactly like him.
Sir, if you check the fine print on our invoices.
What is up with Vinkman? Vinkman's got like cocaine eyes.
Dude, Vinkman looks insane. This is freaking hilarious.
Oh,
what a vastly different looking. Oh, yeah, what was that? This is just so strange looking. I didn't realize it looked this rough.
Yeah, it's a.
Good Lord. That's the best way to put it, Troy. We have Ghostbusters at home. This is exactly the best way to put it.
It's what it is. Yeah, and the Ghostbusters from Wish.com.
Let's see the actual
Can you read that?
gameplay.
Oh.
Which one?
Can you just read the instruction that just popped up?
Hold B to blast it. And there's a money counter in this one. Let's see the graphics.
There is in the other one too. It's but it's more like subtle up at the top. Like every time you blast something, like you get a little bit of a deduction, like Charlie was saying.
Every time you blast it.
Every time you blast one out.
Dude, it just looks so like Slimer doesn't even fly. He's just. I love. Oh, so this was the tutorial in this game. Okay.
You can wear them out even faster if you want to bang them around the room a little bit.
Is that even Bill Murray? That sounds like someone's doing a Bill Murray impersonation. Is that Bill Murray?
Pitiful goop sack to slime, Pete Venkman. Welcome, and to all the Rodriguezes, l'chaim from the Ghostbusters.
Oh Jesus! Oh no, this looks so bad.
Oh, I can't remember.
This looks so bad. Oh no, I'm not ready. The cell shading.
Check the polygons on that guy.
Dude, for real.
Wasn't me this time, I swear it. Looks like it's me and you.
See, if I had played the Wii version of this, I would have been like, nah, y'all don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck Ghostbusters.
This is bad. Yeah, this is bad. Thank God
what
I did not.
we need to do is...
I only had a Wii at this point in 2009. I would have not enjoyed this. I would have been like,
what you need to do,
14.
You need to edit that clip of them talking about the game and how it's like. Don't I going to be like
heartbreaking.
Edit that footage.
This is the third movie to me. This is the third
movie. Looks like Luigi's Mansion, but bad.
Yeah.
Dude, what is that?
What is that?
Tapeworm.
Got fucking 3 cock tongues. This is crazy.
Did they make the rookie a girl in this?
Oh Jesus!
That's
the rookie is a woman.
This game is more progressive than the photorealistic one. So
I guess it could be. This game is
too
woke.
woke. Yeah.
Dude, this is nuts. What is up with these Legend of Zelda hydras?
It is Nintendo. No.
This is really kind of awful.
What is even happening right there? Are they putting Professor X into a slime bath? Like what the fuck is going on?
Professor
why
X
are they blasting that guy?
Yeah, they put him in the bath.
Drown an old man. Professor X, please.
I can't shut mine down, Ray.
Me too. Me neither. Whose idea was it to attack?
Oh, they just didn't even try for this.
This is probably really insensitive because some of them like edit Afterlife to have that version of.
So in the final scene, it's that.
Harold
oh
Ramis,
my God!
tall, like
PS2 Harold
Easter
Ramis.
Island headed. Like Egon Spengler ghost.
Oh Jesus, this is
like
real.
he's a ghost, but instead of being like a ghost that actually looks like his person, he's like one of the corrupted ones. Like he looks like a fucking Scolari brother or something.
The comments are hilarious. This game scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. How? How did that startle you?
Have you seen that head?
Yes, I just don't even get it. I just don't even get it.
The PS3 and Xbox 360 version has some legitimate like horror game elements.
Sure,
because you're walking through dark hallways with flashlights and things like that. So it has a lot of horror elements to it. But the Wii game, man,
I don't even think about this.
I don't think my 6-year-old would would laugh at that shit.
This one also exists. The Nintendo DS version. I can only imagine what this looks like.
Let's see a little bit of this.
It's only 1 minute long trailer.
Oh, no HD. Oh, that's not a good sign.
The balance between
all my
this.
data indicate that the ghost world is beginning to push through multiple cross portals from their dimension into ours.
Oh, God,
they're really hiding it.
They're really hiding it.
What is happening? Lego Ghostbusters out now. Okay, legitimately, Lego Ghostbusters would slap. So
it would be. Dude, that would be an amazing game to do a Lego version of. Have you
ever played Lego Dimensions?
Oh, they do.
Yes, I know that I didn't play it, but I knew they had a Ghostbusters world, didn't they?
So yeah, Scotty, if you search Lego Dimensions Ghostbusters World, there's a whole section which is just Lego Ghostbusters, and it's incredible.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were they fighting little Godzillas a minute ago in that? Oh, look at that! Look, they got the Moogly. They got Rowan from 2016. There, Scotty.
Oh,
Scotty
there we go.
2016 for the first time.
Last night.
There's a 2016 one, and then there's the original one.
Wow, man, that was a cool concept. They should bring that back. Dimensions was cool. I really like that idea because they had Ahsoka in it and everything too. A ton of Star Wars characters are in that one.
It's discontinued. Like they don't like the servers aren't still going for that, are they?
Yeah.
They had Gary Oldman in it as the villain.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, this would have been a cool concept. I don't know, as a kid. I didn't grow up with this. Sorry, Charlie.
Because you had the levels where you have like you got to play through like certain levels. You had to like bump into different dimensions, but there's also sections where you go into different worlds and you can explore that particular world. And there was a Ghostbusters one.
So what do we do?
And it was so good. Okay. Those are references to the second film as well.
I know exactly what to do.
Nice song. Oh, that's cool. They got the licensing for what's this called, Jerry?
Oh, cleaning up the town.
Yeah, they had the license.
We got
for
the bus boys in there. Yeah.
Yes, of course they're serious. You do? Well, just give me the address. Yes, of course.
Is that from the movie or is this new dialogue?
I think that's someone doing the dialogue a little bit.
Is that Lego Leia doing the dialogue? Shelby Young, the closer for Podathon
Possibly.
2023.
I believe it might be. We would be so blessed if it was.
Oh, that's cool.
This is great.
I
want this just
crazy,
like
though.
I want something like this just expanded and everything for the Lego one.
But if you
could do.
If you
give me my
for,
Lego open
the
world. Give me my
Lego world.
Go ahead.
Okay, Lego world.
You can see it.
Oh wow! But this
so
is
so it's Lego Dimensions,
cool.
Ghostbusters, open world.
Okay.
See, I've always wanted an open world Ghostbusters game where you're just driving around New York. That's my one thing is with any of the games, you've never been able to drive the Ecto, but you can drive the Ecto in this. I'm assuming.
Well, in the DS version, you can.
The difference in the Lego bit is so ridiculous to the point where you can actually go in the Titanic.
What? Are you serious?
From Ghostbusters 2. No,
he just hit his hand.
No way.
And Ray's store is there.
Oh.
See, I'm repping.
Oh,
I'm
shit, his
repping Ray's
penis.
Occult right now.
Sorry, they just like showed his penis real big.
I might end up shelling out some money for this, like if it's still going.
Jerry, you have to like find an emulator online. We have to teach her how to emulate 2016.
Yeah, that's where Dana works.
Jerry's day's been made.
Boy, time really flies, huh? Give me a break. We're both lawyers.
Because one time I was a dog and they helped me. Thank you,
Wow,
Lewis.
that is like anyway. Well, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is amazing. I love. Oh, look, he's riding a.
Riding a Pterodon!
Jerry wants this now. Jerry's gonna find some way to get this.
Oh,
Jerry's gonna spend $200 on
Can you find
eBay.
the- Can you
mentions?
Can you see if he goes to the Titanic? Oh yeah, you get to go in Dana's apartment.
Jerry's about to shit himself.
Ah.
This is gonna be Jerry's whole weekend.
Man, I'm shooting ropes like the fucking Ghostbusters game.
Oh wait, it's a flying game. It's a Spyro the Dragon flying game. Oh, you can go to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, that's the sewers where the slime is, and I think I don't know if they'll show you. Oh, they've gone. To,
Are they? Are you in
the
Key
Lego
West?
Movie World.
Oh, never mind.
You in Key West?
No, that's the Lego Movie World.
That's the Lego. Yeah.
This is nuts.
I don't know if you can. Yeah, but there is the Titanic.
No way, Charlie. You played this? Oh, Titanic area includes Dana Rescue. Well, Charlie, you have younger siblings,
Yeah,
so were
I
they
got-
playing this, and you were just like,
No, I did that one as well. But I had Venkman and Doctor Who.
So you can do Ninjago meets Star Wars meets Lego Movie meets
wild
Ghostbusters
style.
meets Back to the Future.
No Star Wars. No Star Wars.
Oh, no Star Wars. Okay, I didn't
No,
realize
no
that.
Star Wars.
No.
But
You
it
get the
had
Wizard
like
of Oz,
I remember
so-
seeing the Ghostbusters and the Back to the Future and being intrigued. I just I never dropped any coin on it actually, and I should have.
Oh my god, this is the
It's
bridge
really
of the
good.
Titanic. This is hilarious. What? This is so cursed.
That's
Surely not a king's chariot.
And it's the Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, the DeLorean.
Wait.
And the best thing is there's a Doctor Who segment. Yes.
Dude, what?
Honestly,
This is
they would
insane.
Lego re-release it. Whoever made this, please re-release this.
Good
This game is fantastic.
Lord. I love this because
There was
to
also
me,
a Doctor Who level.
Oh,
this is what
where
Fortnite
if you
is
changed the
now.
Doctor you were.
Uh-huh.
I know, right? Like
Yeah,
there was
sorry.
a Lego Doctor, and if you changed the which incarnation you were, and then when you went back
Uh-huh.
into the Lego TARDIS, it would change the room depending on what it looked like for that Doctor.
What?
Like the effort that
That's
went
so
into the
cool.
game is just insanity.
And now we can't get it anywhere. That's so wild. What's funny is when the next generation's growing up, and when Eli's 21. I'm just kidding. Whenever when the next generation is growing up, they'll be able to this will be the game that re-releases for them. We're getting Battlefront 2 right now this week, and that's going to be the game we're all going to be buying on Friday. I know we all are. All of us will be. And
Oh, yeah.
and,
Pre-order
I gotta
and
pre-order.
10 yeah, exactly. And 10 years from
Pre-order that
now. And 10 years from now, the same thing will happen with this game. So, there is a way they're going to get it. But, I mean, Jerry's going to literally go on eBay. I know what he's going to do. He's going to go on eBay and order this shit. I know him.
I can't order this shit, but I'm definitely going to be looking more
He's going to
into
find
this.
some way to get an emulator. This is wild, man.
You
Thank
can
you for
find the
sharing this,
pack.
Charlie.
You can find the packs. They still sell them.
Wow.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can find one now.
This is fascinating. And you're just on the bridge of the Titanic. And you're just hanging out. Oh, my God. The music. This is absurd. Oh, look. There's Dana.
Is Dana?
Sexy
don't have to-
Dana rescued. Scotty. Ooh, that sexy Lego minifig.
Sexy Lego Dana.
Because
Oh,
you
shit.
can play. You have to play the main game up to a certain point.
Yeah.
But then you can just, depending on which characters you have, if you have like a Wonder Woman, you can access the DC world. If you have like any of the Lego Movie characters, you can access the Lego Movie world. And same with Ghostbusters. I wonder if you can get the set. I think you can get little people still.
Yeah.
They might be a bit more expensive now because obviously
probably
it's been a few years. But yeah, it looks like looks like you can get some.
Wow. Well, Charlie, I can't thank you enough for expanding our mind on this Thursday evening. That is essentially what happened. No, dude, I'm glad you could come and hang out. And obviously, you know, I want to show everyone on the docket real quick. We've got, if you haven't heard it yet, we had just recorded and put out our 2016 review. And then next Tuesday, we've got our Afterlife discussion. And of course, the following week, y'all, a week from today, the reaction and review to Frozen Empire, what all this is built up to. But Charlie, is there anything you want to plug, Charlie, so we can see what you got going on in your little life?
Yeah, so the Imperial Senate podcast is back and in session. We're doing a little bit. We're doing like bi-monthly episodes now, so 2 episodes a month, but with extra bits dropped in. We've all got our own little mini shows and stuff. And I know Nikki is dropping off some stuff this week, actually, 2 little mini episodes, which will be interesting. And he's a Yub Nub Club, so please do check out our podcast on all platforms. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, formerly known as X. I'm assuming it'll be called Twitter again at some point. So I might as well just get that out of the way now. Yeah, follow me CMWASHBY.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, Jerry and I, we can't thank you enough for being here and having the chance to record with us a little earlier and do this stuff. This has been awesome.
Glad we were able to get you on, bud.
We worked this out perfect. And you can follow Jerry and I on Twitter at the Scott Jarrow for me. Jerry is the Canon Junkie. And at the Canon Junkie. But the Bombadcast, we go live every Thursday, and then every Tuesday we do a little bit of a podcast. And we got some fun things in the works. Once Ghostbusters stuff is up, we're going right back into Star Wars. We're doing our Bad Batch coverage every Wednesday. And man, that episode was crazy yesterday. Whoa. But
you remember when Wrecker wrecked some shit?
Yes, it was badass. Wow. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. Charlie, can we get a good Stay Bombad to wrap this show up, bud?
Do that extra brush.
Oh shit!
Please.
Okay.
Is that with gravy?
Dear listeners, stay bombad.
Did you say impossible? Pasquale? Only kidding, Jackie. I've changed my tune because I finally thought of a possible dream that we can all share. What is it?
Pasquale?
It's a dream about a world when nobody is poor or sick or hungry.
Oh, now that's a dream we can make come true.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right.
As I point up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind.
I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top,
and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. And that's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and
being gone